Hey guys, this is OddOneGaming. This is going to be another Dragonheir SilentGods video. Today's video is going to be a little bit of an exciting one, at least from my point of view, because I have finally managed to defeat the Bionphray boss, from the Chaos Shadows, and I finally managed to get the top damage, what was it again? 22 million. I managed to get 22 million, but I'm not gonna lie, this one seemed to be the hardest one of them all. Like, I don't know, leave it in the comments below which one of the 6 bosses proved to be the hardest for you to tackle. The reason why I'm saying this was the hardest is because, well, I actually had a 22 million team for every single one of the other ones, including I even had some double teams. For example, for Rally, I have 2 teams that can do 22 million damage, but this is, keep in mind, I want to mention this, keep in mind that we're talking about these bosses once we are in the other world exploration, okay? Because by the time you get there, you're gonna get some extra buffs from the Alliance, you're gonna have better affinity solvent upgrades, so if these are the bosses that you face during the Continental Challenge, your damage might be lower, okay? So that's something really important, because during the Continental Challenge, I could barely do like 7, 11 millions, and 22 was a bit harder. But this one was the last one, like I said, and honestly, I did not expect it to be as difficult, because you know what? You look at his kit and you're like, yeah, he doesn't hit as hard, it's not as difficult, but the problem is the amount of control that he keeps bringing. So this boss keeps taunting you on the battle skill, stunning, and then more stunning on the ultimate, and it can go like full board. So he was a little bit difficult to tackle, and I do have a few legendaries in the team. I did have a few legendaries I could try, some solid epics and whatnot, but it was not as easy as I hoped, I guess. And even like this, I think it's not 100% a team that does 22 million easily or all the time. Like, for example, this, you get some RNG getting the taunt, and you cannot land your buffs or debuffs. So this one was basically a team effort. I was trying to do this on stream yesterday, and the chat was helping. Shout out to Pig Dog Hunter, he gave me some good ideas. And one thing that I really like about this team is the fact that I'm actually using the adventurer. Okay, I have lots of epics, I have some legendaries on my account, some good rares, and honestly I did not have a spot for the adventurer in any one of the teams, because, well, first of all, because I played during the season 0, I do have more options when it comes to heroes, okay? I did collect a few heroes from that time, and then basically the adventure gets pushed out more and more because, well, I have specific heroes for all of the affinities. But this one, honestly, the main reason why it's so difficult is, like I said, first of all, the control that he keeps bringing. He keeps bringing the stun, he keeps bringing the the taunting and some damage, and the stun just goes all over the map. Like, if you're gonna see over here, see stun and then stun. So it makes it difficult to actually try and speed tune or sync this team up because of that, and that's why it has proven for me to be a problem. Like, you see, my Oster goes and does his ultimate lots of times before Voresh places the defense penalty. And yes, I'm going to have on Voresh the Witch's Remains, which is the big version of the defense penalty. I'm not sure if I could do it, or if I could do it as easy without that, honestly. Maybe it would still be similar with the Witch's Remains, but still, you see that it's tricky, it's not perfect, it's hard. If he hits me, like for example now, without the attack penalty, he's gonna die. There you go, you get to the point where he's gonna die, and I barely do the 22 million. Like you see, was so close. It's not perfect, but I did manage to do it. And I guess I wanted to show you this team. It's what I used, and maybe maybe I'm gonna give you guys some ideas. I'm not gonna save it, I'm just gonna run it again later so that I can easier show you the build. So again, this is not a free-to-play team, okay? This is not a free-to-play friendly like I had some of the other ones where I showed you, lots of rares and whatnot. This one actually had to use most of my best people. I'm really sad that I could not use Dritz in here, but the reason for that is the boss hits too hard on the battle skill when he does it twice, and on the ultimate, and honestly, it's hard to build him to be tanky, to have resist, and then do some damage as well. So your best bet in this type of team is gonna have some sort of a lineup like this, okay? Start with a tank, whichever is gonna be your best one. You could use, obviously, for the tank, you could use, if you had a Necrosis tank that brings you attack penalty, that could work. But I cannot think of if there's like any tank that brings you attack penalty from Necrosis, so that's why I decided to go with a rare Loris, okay? He brings me attack penalty on the ultimate and that's amazing. He also brings some self-sustain on the battle skill that gives himself a shield. The passive does not work, but you know, he does what he does, and that's pretty useful. And the way that I have him built is with resist, like, you know, it seems like around 250 is enough because, like I said, I do have these bonuses. You see over there behind me, that gives me 40 resist from the alliance bonus, but I also have the elemental affinity. I have all of the 3 bonuses, okay, so get 50 more resist and accuracy in here, and that definitely helps me a lot. Plus I do get some more damage and some more damage from the 5 element that I started working on. So I want to mention this and keep in mind, if you have all of these maxed out, okay, the 3 elemental affinity, and you also have at least the accuracy bonus in here from your alliance, keep in mind that you only need around 190 accuracy to land your debuff. So if you have a lot more, just take the one out and focus some other stats. Like you see, my Loris has not even 190, or is it the 196 accuracy? And I do have him built in the Radiance of the Blue Oak, which basically gives him more HP, but he also heals every time he does the ultimate. I do have the Rift Hourglass, so he comes back to that ultimate as often as possible. And honestly, I don't think this one's mandatory, okay? Like, this one could be something else. Maybe you could use the one that gives you some more resistance if it's hard for you to get to the resistance. I think somewhere around 250 to 300 resist is what you need without extra bonuses. I'm not 100% sure what's the right amount, because you saw he resisted most of the stuff, but he still got debuff. So I'm not sure what the perfect one is over there. But yeah, the one that I was talking is the Ancestor's Candle, gives you more resist. You could use this one, or maybe even the Troll's Heart if you don't have it. So you just need to make sure that he's tanky enough to be able to take lots of hits, and obviously if you can have him have attack penalty, that's going to be a plus. If not, you might just need to bring a DPS that brings you attack penalty. So that's Loris. And obviously I have like resistance over here, HP, defense percent, and I was lucky to get some defense, some resist rolls on the substats so that I could get him to the right point. Like this triple one definitely helped me. I don't have good enough gear from the Grave of Curse because I don't farm it at all. So yeah, but that's Loris. Then second is Vorash. He's the one that wears, like I said, my Witch's Remains, but I guess it's not mandatory. It does help to get to the damage, but if you don't have this, maybe you're just going to be able to hit the 11 million, okay? So maybe 11 million might be your limit, and for that, Witch's Remains not mandatory. You just put the crown to make sure that you land the defense penalty, and he also brings us some buff prohibition and buff removal on the battle skill, which basically is gonna either block or remove the boss's increased defense when he does the ultimate, okay? Because when he does the ultimate, he puts defense up. That means it's gonna lower your damage. And apart from that, I gave him the Brotherhood Spirit, so I gain more attack, and then as much attack percent as I can, because he's gonna provide me healing from his passive. So that's Vorash in here. Then I have Rava. Rava is basically my Frost enabler. I do not have her scrolled up, but I tried to, you know, work around it, and it works pretty fine. Have enough accuracy to land debuffs. Then I tried to, you know, get some damage as much as I could. I did build her in the Executioner set, attack percent over here, crit damage, and I gave her the Spiritual Incense Burner, so she comes back to the ultimate faster, because again, she's not scrolled, so this is gonna be on a you know, pretty high cooldown, so that's tough. Tried to give as much skill haste as I could, and then some damage. So that's Rava. Then we have Oster. He's my DPS, so I basically just built him to smash as much as I could, and as you saw, like over what, 80% of the damage was from him, or 70%. Again, he's in the Executioner, plus he's wearing the Arcane Music Box. The reason why I'm using this is because of the extra crit rate, okay? And I do have the Adventure that puts shield, so that's gonna boost his damage even more. But even if I did not have the shields, I still like to use this one, because again, it gives me more crit rate. But if you don't want to use this, you can just use the Eyeball or anything else that gives him more damage, and he's just straight up built for damage. I did not care about the accuracy. I did get some accuracy from substat, but I did not try to prioritize those, okay? So just damage stuff overall. And then the last one, our trusty Adventurer. He is in the Frost, you know, in the Frost team to be the 5. Oh yeah, keep in mind, I have a 5-team synergy, okay? So I can take advantage of all these buffs as well. So the Adventurer has Ice or Frost, I don't know whichever one is called, but I have him in here basically for the shields that scale off of his attack, and then to do some damage on the battle skill, not too crazy. You do want to have the Manticore statue. This is the best artifact you can get on your Adventurer, especially when he's Frost, okay? The Manticore, because it's going to give him more damage on the battle skill, which is the only one that hits with, and then more attack for the shield and the ultimate. And for him, same principle again, lots of attack percent, and I did give him the Wrath of the Trolls full set so that he's gonna heal based on his attack, which obviously is gonna have a ton of attack, so that's gonna help. Again, attack with some skill, hate attack percent, more attack with, this is all I had. I didn't have a better one that gave me more attack percent, so this is what I went with. But yeah, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. This is my team. The aura that I used was Rava's aura, just the only one available, and you know what, again, I'm pretty happy with it. I don't have tons of legendaries in the team. I only have, like, you know, Oster as the DPS, then it's a rare, the adventure, and 2 epics. So, you know, maybe if you have a little bit better gear or so a better tank, it might be achievable for you, even without having an Oster, just having somebody else as a DPS, or maybe you have some people scrolled. But keep in mind, you're going to want to try and only have one melee unit and then everything else to be ranged. In this position that you see that I've put my people, this is the ideal position so that the boss does not hit anybody else with his battle skill, just the tank, and then at the same time, when the adventurer as Frost puts the shields, is going to affect everybody else because it's on the whole grid. It's, you know, it's in the middle, the 3x3, and then the ends is himself plus Loris, which is my tank, to get the shield. But anyway, like I said, this is gonna be it for the video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, just drop a like to this video, subscribe to the channel to see when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace, love, take care, everyone. Bye, guys.